Hello and welcome to Wheels, and today we have a subscriber recommended video. So I need to give a big shout out to Grant Tommy of Straight Six Fan for recommending this video. Now, what the video is going to be about, it's going to be about clay bar, clay towel, clay pad. But before we get into talking about clay bars and things, I think it's very important to understand why we use a clay bar. So hang on. Okay, for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to be talking about a two-stage paint or a base coat, clear coat, okay? So we have two different types of contaminants. We have embedded contaminants and body contaminants. Embedded contaminants are those contaminants that go down below the surface of the clear coat, kind of like melt into your clear coat, okay? To get these types of contaminants out, embedded contaminants, you need an iron remover. Because if you come in with just a clay bar, all you're going to do is shear the tops of it off, and you're still going to have the contaminant inside of it. So you need to take an iron remover, which will essentially dissolve it, turn it purple, and you can kind of wash it away in a wash. The next contaminant we're going to talk about is a body contaminant. The body contaminant is what we're going to go after with the clay media, okay? Body contaminants, those contaminants are just set right on top of the paint. Just right on top of the paint. They don't penetrate the paint, okay? So when you're doing your clay, you're just shearing the contaminants off and then wiping them away when you're done. I think it's just really important to go over the types of contaminants that you have on your paint and the materials you use to remove those contaminants. Hang on. Okay, now these are examples of clay media. When I went on to Amazon, it'll kind of blow your mind what all is available out there. But for each one of these, a clay bar, a clay pad, and a clay towel, there is a fine, a medium, and a coarse for each one of these. So what we have to remember is when we're dealing with paint, we always take the least aggressive approach first. So all I did is I went down to Walmart and I picked up a clay bar, I picked up a clay pad, and I actually had these clay towels around, so I didn't have to pick those up. Each one of these run anywhere from $20 to $25 each. The clay bar is a consumable item. In other words, you're going to use it up as you go. The clay pad and the clay towel are longer lasting because you can use them over and over again. So give me a second, I'll get this stuff unboxed and we'll start talking about it further. Okay, here's what came inside the Maguire's clay bar kit. Got 3 small fine grade clay bars, 1 microfiber towel, and the Maguire's quick detailing lube. It's just a quick detailer. It's just something to provide lubrication for the clay bar to slide back and forth. Our mother's speed clay, well, this is kind of what it looks like on the inside, or the underside. It's spongy, made of a synthetic material. The top part is, I'd call it a soft composite material. It's almost like a plastic. And then our clay towel. Soft. So we get a close up here what it looks like on this, there. All right. Now, the clay, I happen to have a piece of mother's clay here. You take it out of the package, you kind of knead it to where you get it to a flat surface. Then you would add your detailing spray and go over the contaminants on the car and clean them off. And then you would knead it again, get a new clean side of clay. And it's cold outside, so this clay material is rather firm. But you kind of get the idea. This one and this one both, the pad and the towel, the instructions say that you can either use a detail spray, a clay lube, or you could even use the soap and water method, where the type of soap and water that you're using on your vehicle, you would wash your vehicle, dry your vehicle, mix up another bucket of soapy water, and you could dunk this in and use the soapy water as lubricant on your vehicle. I don't really recommend doing that. That would not be my favorite way to do it. It would either be a quick detailer or your own prepared clay lube. Well, I guess the first thing you'll probably want to know is, well, how do I know I've got body contaminants on my car? Well, once your vehicle is washed and dried, you can take your fingertips and run over the paint, and you'll actually be able to feel the body contaminants on there. I only recommend claying where claying is needed. In other words, only clay the areas where you can actually feel the body contaminants, because you will put very minor marring and scratching in the vehicle while you do this. Okay, so we're going to take our detail lube, generously. We're going to take our clay bar, flatten it out, lay it on the surface of the paint, and just go back and forth. You can actually feel the contamination being removed and lifted, and depending upon how much is on there, you can hear it. Don't have a lot on this. My actual vehicle's pretty clean, but you take this and knead it to a new piece of clay, and then repeat the process where needed. Now, you don't want to let this dry out. You'll know when it is, because your clay bar will start getting sticky. Once you have it done, you grab your microfiber towel, dry it off, and move to the next one. Okay, that would be the Maguire's clay bar. Okay, for the synthetic clays, which would include the clay pad and the clay towel, it is recommended that you start off with the glass to kind of break them in. So just kind of go around your vehicle with some clay lube and on the glass and break in. And once that's done, we can start on the paint. So give me just a minute, I'll get this done. Okay, for this part of the demonstration, I'm going to use my own clay lube, which is basically just, well, it's a rinseless wash combined with distilled water. We'll take our mother's clay pad here. Now, one thing I am noticing, this is going to cover a lot more area a lot faster, so you'd be more proficient with your time and how long it would take. However, I'm not getting a feel. I can't feel the contaminants as I go over them, so I don't know if I'm removing them or not. With the clay, it's very sensitive to pressure of as you're going to your fingertips. You can actually feel the contaminants. With this one, it's kind of just dead. I see where they get it fast though, because you can cover a lot of ground, but again, no feel whatsoever. And we'll move on to the clay towel. And for now, the clay towel. Absolutely. Because it's thin, you get a better feel of what's happening, removing the contaminants from the paint. It's also large enough that you're going to be able to get around the vehicle very quickly. Okay, let me dry this off and we'll do a final thought. Okay, we got clay bar versus clay pad versus a clay towel. My favorite is going to be the clay towel, because I like being able to apply light pressure to the paint. I can feel exactly what's going on underneath the clay towel. I can feel when I remove the contaminants, and I can tell when the thing is clean. My second favorite would be the traditional clay bar. These are really good. They are consumable. You are going to go through them. They will last you for a little while, maybe 1 or 2 vehicles, depending on how dirty the vehicle is. But you can reuse it. Just get you a plastic container, throw it in there, and stick the lid on it, and it'll be ready for the next time you want to use it. Clay pad. don't really care for it. And the main reason is not because it doesn't work, it doesn't function. I just don't get any feel from it. I can't feel what's happening underneath the clay bars. I'm going across the surface of the paint. So my least favorite of the bunch. The upside to both of these products is if you drop them on the ground, you can just pick them up and wash them off and continue to use them. The bad part about this, and I'm going to sacrifice a piece of clay here. If you drop this one on the ground, well, you're going to get contaminants in it. And you don't want to use that on the paint. So this is ready for file 13, the old round can, trash can, whatever you refer to as your garbage. Throw it in the garbage, don't use it again. That's the downside of clay. Well, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I hope this video has found you safe and healthy. Stay away from this COVID-19. It's no joke. And as always, hang loose, keep shining side up. Thanks.